What's going on, guys? Yeah, it's been a while since I posted a video, so you know, tax season hit, rock on, and so I get some new games. In fact, quite a few of them. So I'm going to do a review slash kind of thoughts video on. And I'm going to start off with some of the older ones that I picked up, then the newer ones, and then some of the obscure ones that a lot of you guys probably heard of but don't really know much about. So first up is Skate 3. I wasn't really a huge fan of the Skate series, but they got this one brand new at a pawn shop for $12. I mean, still shrink wrapped, so I was like, oh, why the fuck not? And yeah, I just can't really get into the Skate series at all. I mean, it's not a bad game, I should say. Just it doesn't fit my taste, if that makes any sense. I mean, controls are nice and tight. Graphics are pretty good, especially since it's a older game, about 2010, I think. Yeah, 2010. But it's just the concept of the game just doesn't make really much sense to me. I mean, you're in like the perfect skate utopia where ramps and shit just drop out of the sky, literally just drop out of the sky. I mean, the concept is just really whacked. But other than that, it's okay, but not my taste. And then next up, at the same pawn shop, Marvel vs. Capcom 3. Not the Ultimate Edition, unfortunately. Just the old standard MVC3. And this one isn't a really bad game either, but the game is really unbalanced. And fights can either last a long time between you and your opponent, or you'll annihilate them, or they'll just totally stomp your nuts to the ground. There's really no balance to the game. I mean, the first time I tried it, I went through arcade mode, wiped the floor with everybody. The second time I tried it, I could barely make it past like the third group, because I kept on getting their hypermeter filled up and using their crossover attacks on me. So I mean, it's just really unbalanced. And again, the controls are a little sloppy some points, but all in all, it's an okay game. And I've been talking about this one for a while. Final Fantasy 13 2, and yes, this game is just all around awesome. Takes everything that Final Fantasy 13 did, fixes the problems, and simplifies some things for the people that thought 13 was a little too complex. Which I don't really know what's complex about running down a hallway and tapping A. But some people thought it was hard, so they simplified it. And they also added some towns and actual NPC dialogue. And the story is pretty interesting. It's very Chrono Cross-esque, time travel and everything like that. Plus there's multiple paradoxes that you can witness in the game, which is also kind of cool. But the control is really not much to say. You only use like 3 buttons in the whole fucking game. But overall, so far I'm really pleased with this one. 13 was meh in my book, but 13-2 is where Square got it right. And yes, it's still Square, not this Square Enix. Because Enix was a failing company back in the day, and Square tried to save them, and now Enix is putting their 2 cents into everything, and it's just botching a lot of Square's games. But I digress. That's out of my hands. Next up, this is a series that I've been pretty fond of the past century or so of gaming, ever since the Dreamcast days. If you are that old school and hardcore about your games. And this one, the third in the series was okay. The fourth one was just weird. The second one was probably the best one up until this point. And of course, I am talking about Soul Calibur 5. Holy shit, this game is fucking amazing. You know, it takes all the good parts of Soul Calibur, you know, throws in some new characters, new faces. The customization in this game is outstanding, unreal. Controls are, as you expected, nice tight controls. They actually have a storyline in this one, and the story is pretty weird. Like, there's some plot holes and plot twists that don't really make sense, but you know that's gonna happen in most games. Just like in this one, Final Fantasy 13 2. Spoiler, but Noel, as soon as he meets up with Sarah in the game, he's like, you know, I really don't know how I got here. I don't know if I came on this meteor or not. I don't even know what the hell the meteorite is. And as soon as you find the meteorite, he instantly knows that it's a fucking time gate and opens it up, and you guys run off. It's like, wait a minute, just like 5 seconds ago, this dude said, I don't know how I got here. But as soon as it shows up there, he's like, oh, it's a time gate. So, you know, they need to work on the story writing and plot holes and shit, but, you know, again, I digress. What else was there? Oh yeah, among the new characters is Patroclus and Pyrrha, which they are brother and sister. One's the holy warrior, and the other one's the evil, malfested warrior. So, you know, it's a battle of good and evil. You know, sibling rivalry. They gotta try to save each other, but they don't know how. And for those of you who have been under a rock your whole fucking life, Ezio Auditore makes an appearance in this game, and he's probably the most OP fucking fighter in this whole thing. I mean, my first time trying him, I just blasted through arcade using Ezio. He's like really overpowered. And also another thing I added to was critical edges, which is the basically the hyper attacks. If you do a basic double forward roll and then pull the right trigger, or hit all 3 attack buttons, it does a super powerful move, which will drain like half the enemy's bar away with no problems. And each one has their own. Each character has their own specific one, so no two are gonna be the same. And you know, a lot of returning faces like Astaroth, Mitsurugi, Yoshimitsu, Tira. You know, all the Voldo. He looks even more disturbed in this game, but you know, it's an awesome game. Definitely a highly recommended play for any fighter fan, any just pretty much any gamer, really, because it's one of those ones you can either just casually play or be hardcore into it. Okay, and let's get to that one. The next one is a new game, but it's very, very obscure in the sense that surprisingly not enough people know about it, and the people that do know about it know very little of what it's about. And the people like me that actually played it, a lot of them do not like this game. I repeat, they do not like this game. On the other hand, fucking love this next game because it's off the wall, it's ridiculous, and you know, it plays really nice. There's really not a whole lot of faults with this game. And this one is Never Dead. Yes, this game where you are literally able to blow yourself into little pieces and bring yourself back together and keep fighting. I mean, there's even parts of the game where you have to rip on your own head and use it to solve puzzles. I mean, you can get a game over, but it's really, really stupid how it does it, because you have to be digested by a specific enemy or to get a game over, or your partner has to die, which will almost never happen. But yeah, the basic story of this is you are Bryce Boltzmann, a demon hunter that's about 500 years old. And in his battle against Astaroth, the king of hell, he was cursed. Basically, he was no longer a living mortal, and he was bound to be immortal the rest of his life, to suffer, go through misery, watch his loved ones die around him, and everything. And this government corporation, NADA, I can't remember off the top of my head what it means, decided to hire him and other immortals to help them fight demons that are trying to take over the world in modern day. Like I said, you can use the dismemberment to your advantage in fights, because, like for example, if you have a machine gun in your right hand, and there's a room full of enemies, and they want to get the jump on them, you can rip your own arm out, throw it in the crowd, and one of the smaller like dog-like enemies are called puppies, will actually pick it up, start running around with it, and you can still fire the machine gun and hit enemies around you while the arm is dismembered in the enemy's mouth. And also at later points you can end up using your arm like a hand grenade. Rip it off, throw it, and it explodes. And you can regenerate your limbs almost any time you want. Sorry. And like I said before, there's also other like platforming puzzles that you have to rip your head off to throw into an event, or up over a wall to get to a certain room to regenerate body parts, and then so on and so forth. Also, it's typical, kill enemies, get experience points, unlock upgrades. And also melee combat in this game is really, really nice, because how you do it is holding the controller. You hold the left trigger, and then you take the right thumbstick, and if you want to do a downward slash, you just hold it up, then flick it down, and he'll, yeah. Or you can sit there and just do like I do and just go all crazy, and he'll just go ape shit and wreak fucking havoc. And yeah, I mean, I don't know, this game's getting a lot of negative feedback because it's not the next Call of Duty like I've talked so much about. In my eyes, this is the next Splatterhouse, if you get my drift. Definitely not in gameplay. No. And in reputation and in critical reviews, this is Splatterhouse Part 2. It's an awesome game, but people don't like it because it's not the next big fucking title in games. It's not the same one they've played the past fucking 6 different iterations. It's too new and original. That's what it is. It definitely could have used a lot more polish. It's definitely not the perfect game, but I definitely give it like a 7, 8 tops, because it's definitely a lot of fun to play. And if you look right here, Megadeth did the theme song for the game, which is off their new album 13. It's a song called Never Dead. It really fits the tone of the game, and I definitely recommend checking this out. You have to like rent it or buy it used. That way if you don't like it, you can just return it, whatever. But definitely check it out, because it's not as bad as people are saying. Okay, last one. A little bit of a backstory when I got this game. I'm currently military, and PX is having a huge clearance sale on a lot of older games. And this game has been marked down from 40 to 5 $5. Brand new, never been opened. It's the only copy left of this game. And I've been wanting to check on this game for a while, but it just looked really corny and too much like a gimmick to actually be taken serious as a game. And of course, tax season hits, in the shop, and I was like, fuck it, it's only $5. What's the worst that happens? I don't like it. Ooh, $5 out. So I went and go buy it, and also they had taken an extra 50% off. So I only paid $2.50 for a brand new Xbox 360 game. Yeah, just take a second and chew on that. Ready to see what game it is? Onichimbara Bikini Samurai Squad. Yes. Onichimbara Bikini Samurai Squad. A game where you are sisters that dress up in schoolgirl outfits, bikinis, underwear, however you want to dress them up. You have samurai swords, and you kill zombies and monsters. I don't know what to say about this game. It's not even a guilty pleasure to play this game. This game is it's generic as hell. It really is. And it's made by D3. Made a little game called Earth Defense Force 2017 and Earth Defense Force Aztec Armageddon. Very different games. For the hardcore audience, a lot of people will like them. They're kind of cult classics. But this game, it has a little bit of backstory behind it, because this is apparently the 5th game in a series. But it's the first one we've seen in the United States, because the other games have been on the PlayStation 2, and they were Japanese-only releases. And apparently this is a huge thing over in Japan, because there's even a movie, I guess. There's just a lot of history about this game. Don't get me wrong, the controls are actually really, really good. It's basically like a watered down Devil May Cry 4. The camera sits behind you, you can run around, just almost naked. Swing your sword, take down enemies, use power attacks, which will drain your health. And after you take so much damage or kill enough enemies, you go into a berserk mode until you can use a certain item or get to a certain area which will purify your body. The more enemies you kill, the stronger you get, the more experience you get to level up your stats, so on and so forth. Yeah, it's a really good time killer, really. If you're bored of all the games you have, and you just want to play something but you don't know what, just pop this in. Go around for a good 10-15 minutes. And you'll get bored of this and go play something else. The other night I was on CQ for 24 hours. I'm playing the shit out of this Soul Calibur, and I got bored of those, so went and picked this one up as well. But I'm not gonna review this one because everybody knows it. UFC 2010, and I started getting burnt out on those. I was like, fuck. What am I gonna do now? And I remembered I had brought this along with me, so I popped it in, played for like 10 minutes, and went right back to UFC. So it's a good time killer or a mental break from other games, I should say. If you can get it really, really dirt cheap, say get it for your collection, at least that way you can have a really fucked up game that not a whole lot of people know about. I wouldn't pay more than $10. Actually, no, I wouldn't even pay more than $5 for this game, because it's really not the greatest game ever. It's okay, it plays nice, but the concept behind it and the story is just so fucking weird. And unless you're really hardcore into the series, you're not gonna know shit what's going on. Because so far from what I get is cowgirl here. Her younger sister has this baneful blood in her, which lets her sense evil or some shit. And apparently a evil corporation has done something to bring zombies back again. And you have to go find what's going on. And currently in the story, I'm at the point where they actually took the blood from both of us and took my sister and ran away. And that's where I was like, okay, I'm done. And also, I gotta say, thing about this game too, it is ridiculously easy. I played survival mode. Of course, survival's supposed to get harder and harder. I made it through fucking 32 rounds before I got so fucking bored of it that I just stood around and let them kill me. And, you have to have both your characters die in order for a game over. So you can have one sister die, jump in the other one, and continue on. I went 32 fucking rounds. Only had like 2 bars of damage done to me. I had like 20 bars that I had, and I just gave up. I was like, nope. So it's ridiculously easy. And the achievements are probably the biggest pain in the ass, because you have to meet certain things and do it multiple times to fucking unlock one achievement. But anywho, I'm going on 22 minutes here. I'm tired, so yeah, I'm gonna call this quits here. Go try to get some sleep, and I will talk to you guys later. So let me know what you thought. And right now I'm currently working on trying to get a capture card so I can do some gameplay. I've been promising this for a while, but until I have to do the gorilla video camera with a fucking stack of shit to the right angle and talk over it. That's really all I got right now. But yeah, I'm gonna take it easy, guys. I'm tired.